This is the She's Blushing Patrick Ta, and I'm just going to use the cream just to set it a little bit. It's just interesting wearing makeup today versus back in the days where I was performing and dancing professionally. It was so hard to lay makeup down and make it opaque, and now you hardly use something and it'll last you till the day you die, which, considering the cost of everything, maybe that's a good thing. And let's go in with a powder. I have been enjoying the boucle silk of One Size. Do I think it does anything magical? No. But it's a baked powder, which is supposed to be better for mature skin. I don't notice anything really miraculous, but just to kind of blend out the harshness of the blush. And then I'm going in with a little bit of the One Size pink powder just to see if it really brightens. I really don't notice a big difference. And if I put too much powder under my eyes, it accentuates my wrinkles. But I do think it does have a little bit of a bonus. You can kind of streak it up the cheek just to define a little bit. Again, soften some of those harsh lines from the blush. And, I think we're pulling up the rear. Do have a little bit of cleanup in the eye. And let's see, where are we going from here? I am going to use this Maracuja Juicy Lip Tint from Tarte. I would never buy again. This is not a great lip stain, but I'm going to put a little bit of it on just because, again, I don't like to be wasteful, because I want to wear a plumping lip gloss that will not be staying on. And let's face it, I'm going to be eating popcorn at the movie. Any other Star Wars geeks like me out there? And Star Trek? Years ago when we used to do themed recitals and we had to, pick something from the movies, I was like, I want all the sci-fi. And they were like, you're crazy. What a nerd you are. And I swear to goodness, the audience, I got standing O's for all my pieces with the kids. And it is beautiful music. What can I say? So where do I want to go next? I'm going to go ahead and line with the Wonder Skin Contour Lip Liner. This one is Walnut. And they're somewhat waterproof to a degree. I don't find that it's as waterproof as they say, especially if you're wearing a gloss. And just fill in a little. I'm going to make it a little more opaque just to see if it will hold over my gloss. And I might go in with just a smidge. This is Rare Beauty Bright Side Contour, just to kind of define this a little bit. Usually I put the contour on first, but every day is a different adventure. They do really melt like butter into the skin. Back in the day, when the wheel was invented, contours and liquid makeup in that sense didn't quite work the way it does now. And now it's just so nice how these formulas really do blend into the skin. And this, I do love this. This is the Maracuja Juicy Plumping Lip Oil from Tarte. And there are 3 shimmers that I just love, but it's not like a painful plumping. You click it, and I've got several different colors. And you can kind of manipulate the color depending on what liner you put underneath. And I also like that the applicator does help you if you do like to overline or you want to really get to the edge of your lip liner. I find it's easier to control. Now, I have ginormous teeth, especially my first 2 teeth. So I always take my finger for things that aren't like a set stain and bring my finger through the mouth so that I don't get so much on my teeth. And then let's add with the hair before I change my shirt. Oh, and actually, you know what? So this is the Rare Beauty highlighter as well. And I'm going to put a little bit just on the nose. And I might put an extra dab here and here. And I might stop there. Sometimes I get crazy with it. And I'm going to go in with that same brush. I do often like to use the highlighter over the cheeks, even though it accentuates the wrinkles. But, you know, for today, let's try something different. Just brightens it a little bit more. And I have a lot of friends now that we've been talking about menopause and hair thinning. Knock on wood, I haven't noticed that yet. But this is the Vios brush. I'm not affiliated. I might be, but it's for helping your hair go longer between washes without getting so oily, because it actually moves the oil down the hair shaft so that your hair tangles less. And I have blonde hair that gets frizzy and it tangles a lot. And I have to say, it tangles a lot less when I'm in and out of the shower, when I even go to get my hair done. We're both noticing that. This is called the Sauce Guac Gloss. It's got guacamole in it, high intensity shine. A little goes a long way. When you have lighter hair, I find that products that are good to be emollient just make it look greasy. And here, you know, you've washed your hair and it's clean and you want to kind of only wash a couple times a week. At least that's kind of my hair journey as it is now, obviously, unless I'm swimming or something. But during the winter in Ohio, and I just like to piece it through the hair. And if it is a little oily the first day, it does soak in. But again, blonde hair, it shows up different. If I was a brunette, it would just look beautiful and sleeked. But when you're blonde, it just looks kind of oily. And the brush feels so good because it's got the boar bristles and then it's got these plastic bristles, and they really massage the scalp. And if you've ever studied like acupuncture, myofascial release, all the fascia in the skull, I do a lot of skull massage. It's really helpful. So let's just part this sucker. And due to the rain, we are not doing hair today because once I go outside, it's going to poodle up. Even though I have products to help that not happen, it's just the bane of my existence. But it could be worse. I could be bald. So thank you, Jesus, I have healthy hair. So I'm going to go put my jewelry on, put my top on, and I hope you have a wonderful and safe Memorial Day. And thank you to all of those that have served our country, because freedom isn't free. And we love, thank, and appreciate you. Namaste.